Hey everyone, my name is Feathers, I'm the cutest devil in the world, and welcome to my VRoid ARKit Blendshapes tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to add really nice, expressive facial expressions to your VRoid model, because the ones built in aren't that great. This method will allow you to have really expressive blend shapes, really allow you to be really specific with your expressions and have them come through on your model. I'm going to be using VRoid Studio. HANA Tool costs like $7. I'm going to be using Unity. But yeah, those are really the only tools you need. I have an iPhone, which is going to be your best tool for this. If you don't have an iPhone, completely understandable. I believe there are some face tracking apps that you can use for Android, like Meowface. I don't know anything about that though. This should also work with a webcam, but only with certain like VTuber programs. I am also going to show you some cool little tips you can do while you're in Unity that might help you make your VRoid a little cooler, fix some things that you might not like. So stick around for that as well. Yeah, let's get right into it. I hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to leave a comment if you have any trouble, if you have any questions. You know, like and subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any other videos. Let's get right into it. Alright, so here we are in VRoid Studio. We're starting here because we have a pretty important step that we need to do before we move to Unity at all. So here we have our export screen. This is the screen that pops up when you click export. And we're going to be looking at these menus in the top right corner, these ones up here. Here, there's a menu called Reduce Polygons. We're going to open that. And there's a lot of sliders, check boxes. We just want to uncheck this one. Don't check anything else. Don't mess with any of these sliders. We're going to leave those as is because all that messes with vertexes and polygons, and HANA Tool does not want you to mess with that, or else you won't be able to use it. And then you just press export and export as normal. Alright, so here we are. This is the Unity website. This is where you're going to download Unity Hub. You don't really need Unity Hub per se, but it'll help a lot. It'll make installing things go much smoother, a lot easier. It'll keep all your projects organized, all your different files. Really makes things a lot easier, a lot more productive. Definitely download the Unity Hub. It'll help a lot, I promise, because these things can get confusing. Unity has a lot of files. You're going to lose everything really fast. But yeah, after downloading, let's head over to the Unity Hub. Alright, and here we are in Unity Hub. This is generally what it's going to look like. You're going to have your projects installs on the left side, which are the relevant ones. Up on the top corner, over here, you're going to have open a new project. If you go to installs, you can click install editor up here, and I would go with whatever they recommend. If there is problems, then UniVRM, one of the plugins we're going to be using, will recommend a certain version of the editor. So you just want to, if it's not here, you can go to the archive, click that link there, and try to find whatever one it recommends. If you're having any problems, like weird issues that come up, you probably want to try downloading an older version that UniVRM or HANA Tool recommends. Alright, and then now that we have our Unity editor installed, we're going to click New Projects. There's a big blue button right here. And it's going to give you all these templates. Just make sure you're on 3D. You can select your editor version up on this drop down. As you can see, I have a ton. I'm just using this one. This is the one I'm going to be using for the tutorial, because this is just kind of my default. But it should be pretty much the same in newer versions of Unity. I don't think it'll be any different. And then here we just have your project name. You can just put like, I don't know, you can put like the name of your VRoid, VRM blend shapes. You usually want to use underscores rather than spaces. Generally pretty good practice to use underscores. And then as for the location, I recommend whatever drive you have a lot of space on. I wouldn't recommend putting it on an external drive generally you don't want to work off of external drives because that might corrupt your files. Yeah, once you're ready, just click Create Project. And depending on how powerful your computer is, it will take anywhere from like a minute to like 5 minutes. You'll have all sorts of loading screens. Pretty much you just wait, and if it looks like it's stuck, just keep waiting because it will take a while. Alright, so here is the link to our first download, and the most important, we're here at the GitHub page for UniVRM. Now, I always have issues with the way GitHub lays out their pages. What you're going to want to do is you just scroll down, and it'll give you the README, which is this big letters here, colors. Just look for this box, and then you scroll down. There'll be a link here. You click download here. I recommend making a folder for all of your Unity packages. You can put it on your desktop, documents, wherever you think you'll remember, because you're going to need to use this multiple times if you plan to use this for multiple characters. Alright, here is our second download. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's, what the hell am I doing? It literally says this is old right on the thumbnail. We're going to be using this version of HANA Tool for the tutorial because this is what I always use. I know there's a new version of HANA Tool, and I've had people in my comments on my previous video saying like, oh, this doesn't work anymore. This option isn't popping up for me. This is in a different place. All the menu options are different. I have never used the newer HANA Tool, and this one has always worked perfectly fine for me. It's 1,000 yen, which is like $7 USD. So we're going to be using HANA Tool V4. It does not work with 1.0 avatars, so be sure you have a 0. whatever. But yeah, go ahead and buy it, download it, and I'll see you in Unity. Alright, here we are in Unity. I have my folder with the downloads in here, and this is going to be a really easy process. So basically, from those downloads, you will likely get 3 files. From the HANA Tool, you might get a zip file that you'll have to unpack, but you want to make sure you have the UniVRM packages. So pretty much, you just want to click on your package, drag it down here into the assets area of your Unity editor. Click and drag, it'll load. It'll give you this big old thing over here. Just click import, this little button right there. Alright, and then once that's done, a couple of folders should pop up. And then if you do have the second package, you can drop that one in as well. And then, once you have those in, you want to go to your HANA Tool folder. And here you're going to have 2 packages as well. You're going to want to import both of them as well. So I'm going to start with the VRM package. You just drop it in there, just like we did before. Click import. This one shouldn't take as long, I think. Yeah, there it goes. And then, yeah, the second package, it says everything's already in there, so we don't have to worry about that. So you just want to go up here, VRM 0, click on that, import from VRM 0. It'll open up your file finder. You just want to find wherever your model is, the VRM file, make sure it ends in .vrm, and then you just find it and click open. Alright, and it's going to give you another file finder pop up. You can create a new folder. You can just name it, I don't know, model. Just click save in your new folder, or you can just save it already. You don't have to make a new folder. And then once that's done, it'll plop another folder, the one you just made right there. Open that. There's going to be a bunch of folders, but there should be this preview of your model right here. It might just be a blue cube. Whatever it is, you want to click, drag that up into here. But yeah, you can scroll in with your scroll wheel. Click your scroll wheel and drag to pan up. Right mouse to rotate, and then if it has a weird shadow, don't worry about it for now. we're just I'm gonna show you a couple little tricks first. Like I mentioned earlier, some things that you might want to do. Alright, now I'm going to show you some fun things. I'm going to explain some folders. I'm going to help you with a couple of things that you might want to know. So if we go over here on the left side, we can see our assets, we can see our model folder, just open it right up. You can close any of those other folders. Otherwise, don't really mess with any of that. Now if you go to materials, you'll see a bunch of stuff pop up here, a bunch of weird little balls with textures on them. In this section, you can change the color, thickness, anything of any outlines you have on your model. As you can see here, my hair doesn't have an outline, nothing has an outline, but I do want outlines because I really like that toonish look. So let's go to our hair texture. I have a few, we'll just go to one of them. You'll see here the options for the shader pop up. Alright, so we don't really need to worry about any of this for now, but let's add an outline to my hair. So let's scroll down a little bit. You'll see a section called outline. You want to go to mode. I usually pick world coordinates. Let's take the slider. You can see it pops up right there, that black line. You can set it to whatever you like. I usually recommend something a little thin, or else you might get this effect where it clips through other parts of the hair, or it looks like it's floating a little bit. I'd recommend something kind of thin. And then here you can do the color. You can select any color you like. If you want red, black, white, whatever. But mess around with it. Do whatever you want. You might get some cool effects that you want. The rest of the stuff is a little more advanced. If you want rim lighting, you can add that. Emission is basically glowy. If you want stuff to glow, you can do that. It's not going to show up here. And you can find some tutorials on emission maps and all that, but I'm not going to go into that here. It's a little advanced. As you can see, there's like this pink shadow on my skin. Let's take a look at that. If we click here on my face material, you'll see that the shade color is pink. And if you're like, I don't really want pink shading, I don't want any shading at all, you set it to white. Maybe you want a different color shading, like my colors are red, so maybe I want like a dark red shading. And if it's kind of distracting, you just click that light bulb, turns off all the lighting in the scene, this one right up here. Same here with the lit color. This is just the basic color. If you want your skin to have a certain like tone, you can set that color. Let's go to the glasses. Let's talk about transparency. So VRoid glasses already have transparency built into them. But say you have like a dress or like a shawl, something you want to be kind of see-through. Let's do it here with my jacket. Just for demonstration purposes, let's say I want my jacket to be kind of sheer, like a see-through fabric. So we have over here rendering type. We switch that to transparent. Under color, lit color alpha, what we were just looking at, you're gonna see this one right here, the alpha channel, which basically tells the program whether you want it full or a little transparent. You can mess with that a little bit, and as you can see, as I adjust this slider, my jacket gets more or less transparent. There's also the transparent with Z-Write, which might give you better results, something more like what you're looking for. So one warning I will give you is that if you use a green screen in your tracking program, it might not work very well if you're keying it out in OBS, because your fabric will show up kind of green and it won't look great. So just a little warning with that. Alright, so I've successfully edited all my materials, added outlines, transparency, whatever I want. Now, it's time to put the blend shapes on, the focus of this tutorial. So we're going to want to go up here. There should be a little thing that says HANA Tool. You click on Reader, and it'll give you this. There's male and female, and then you're going to get this this little bar that says Skin Mesh Renderer. And then you just want to, you can click this little circle. This might be confusing, but there's going to be a lot of different things. We're just going to click on face. Double click that and it should pop up there. Blend shapes. So you just click read blend shapes. It should give you this that says finish reading blend shapes and added them to the mesh. If it gives you an error, it should tell you like turn off this setting in VRoid or something like that. If it gives you something weird, let me know and I can try to help you. Just click OK, and then we can close out of this. Go back to HANA Tool. We're gonna click Clip Builder right here. Or you come over here to your model, click, drag that into there, and press Clip Build. It'll say Finish to Clip Build, click OK. And now all your blend shapes are there. But if you want to see a preview, if you want to edit anything, you can go here to your blend shapes folder, which is the third folder down. It'll give you a lot of stuff. So you just want to click this third option here, which should be the controller, and it'll show you here. You should have all your blend shapes right there. And then further down here is the preview for your model. You can drag that up, you can rotate that using your left click, click and drag. And let's see what one of these looks like. So let's go to the tongue out blend shape. You can see she's sticking her tongue out, pretty cute. In my last tutorial, I said you can delete some stuff, you don't really have to. Though something I have noticed is that even though you can see it here, the jaw movement, it usually will not show up in tracking apps. I don't know why, but I have never gotten this to work. I don't know if there's some weird secret or if I'm just built different, but let's do some adjustments. So if we look here at the squint, you can see my eye highlight is poking through my eyelid. We don't want that. So you can scroll down. There should be a little teeny tiny menu right there that says face. Click that. It'll open a big old drop down. And here you can see we have all our old blend shapes and we have all our new blend shapes. So we want to get rid of that ugly clipping right there. So let's scroll up here. We can see that the generic VRoid blend shapes have an option to get rid of the highlight. So we can scroll that up. We still kind of want it there, but that way if we just do it a little bit, we can see it's still there, but it's not poking through our eyelid anymore. But let's create a new blend shape that we can toggle with our tracking software. So let's name it highlight small. We're gonna make like a yandere type of face, so let's do that. You can see it's right here in our list, it pops up there. And let's open that menu again. And let's pick out the blend shapes that we want. So I'm going for like a yandere type of look. So we want to hide our highlight. So let's put that all the way. And then we want to also make our irises small. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here into our generic blend shapes where it says eye surprised. And this blend shape makes our irises small. There's not one by itself, but let's set it to right there just so that it's not too much. And boom, we have our custom blend shape. You're not really going to be able to trigger this automatically unless you add it to like some other thing, like say like a frown or like mouth left or something you can do with your face. You can add those on top of it and it'll trigger it whenever you do that face. But yeah, so now that we have that, I said in my last video that you want to adjust this one because it looks ugly, but this is actually how it's supposed to look. So that was my bad. So let's go up to here, our VRM section. Click that, export to VRM 0.x. Alright, and now we have this window that says VRM exporter. We're going to grab our model over here, drag and drop into the export root bar. It might give you that version error. If you didn't do that earlier, you can edit that. And then here, these options pop up when you export your VRoid from VRoid Studio. If you want to edit those, if you want to fill in any of this, you can. Click export, export it into, it'll give you the general Unity folder. I wouldn't recommend putting it there. If you have like some other folder that you'd like to put all your VRMs in, I'd recommend putting it there. I would also recommend changing the name so you don't get them mixed up. So I just put the blend shapes on this one, so let's just call it final, because that's all I want to do. Click save, put it in the folder. Alright, and you're all done. That's just really the basic blend shapes. You can use these in pretty much anything. You can use them in VNeon, VC Face, Waterdo. You can use them in apps such as Hyper Online, Virtue, whatever, whatever VRM apps on your phone. Yeah, they should work pretty well. As I said before, I do not know how have these working with webcams or Android phones. I know that VNeon in particular supports webcam, and you can, I believe she has a tutorial, Suvidriel, here on YouTube. She has a tutorial on how to set that up if you have a webcam. But I do think you're gonna get the best results if you use an iPhone. Yeah, but I hope this helped you out. This will work in pretty much any tracking software. You should notice an immediate difference. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Leave a comment in the description. You will find all the links for everything involved. Let me know if you run into any trouble, or let me know if you have any other things you would like to know about editing your avatar. I will say that my blend shapes look really good. You can see my jaw moves quite a bit when I open and close my mouth. I use Blender to edit my blend shapes further, and you can do that as well. It's really easy. I might do another tutorial about that in the future. It's a little more intense in terms of technical knowledge. You'll have to learn how to use Blender and all that. Let me know if you want to know how to do that, and I will help you out with that. I will make a tutorial if enough people are curious about how to further edit their blend shapes in Blender. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check me out on my other social media. If you like my model or my voice or whatever. I play a lot of video games. I stream on Twitch. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, all those things. Check the description. I hope to see you again soon though. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!